Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, before I begin, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Rakach Wadash, the bonds of the apostles, the bonds of the elders, Agree Millstone, Ruel, and tells his truth. Much respect to you brothers out there as preach his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right. Back at it, coming back with another lesson in truth and Yahweh Radazah. This will be a quick and edifying lesson. So I was watching the brother's video, Anawan Gabar's video, right? Very quick, edifying lesson, but it hits you hard, man. You know, Yahweh Radazah, you know, we're prepared for Jacob's trouble. We're prepared for the famine of the word. And as the brother said, you know, which is so beautiful, when you get closer to the finish line, you don't slow down. You go harder, right? You pushing every last bit that you can, right, to make it. And you should be applying it to the spirit, right? As you see these prophecies pop up back and forth over and over. Hey, we in some beautiful times that should push you harder to do your more of your videos, you know, more praying, more fasting, you know, keeping yourself within the spirit. So Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men, we get beaten up in those chariots, get that spiritual power. And the major, I told you so, to be able to see the people's faces, of them acknowledging, of them seeing, them finding out the hard way that we told them so. Hey, call Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah for that. And also that just reminds me, you know, this was way before I came into the truth, of course. You know, being in Christianity, my father's church, of course, because they bugged out. But one thing, or one saying, I should say, that they had within there was you can't light your candle for the world and then blow the smoke in the Lord's face. In this case, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua's face. You can't light the candle for the world and then blow the smoke in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua's face. You know, you on your deathbed or whatever, thinking that you can just, you know, because that's how they put it, right? Us in this truth, we understand, you know, when you die, you pass away or whatever, everybody's going to heaven, all right? All right, in the spiritual realm, but heaven is going to be down here on earth, right? And so with us knowing that, which is going to be governed by the Israelites, first and foremost, the 144,000, right? Yahushua, King David, the rest of the 12, the 144, right? The next kings and judges of the earth. That's who the earth is going to be governed by. And then you're going to have your 1/3, which is going to be men, women, and children. That's going to make it as well, right? But the earth is going to be governed by the 144. Yahushua, the 12, King David, right? And it's going to be beautiful. And with us knowing that, hey, it's time to go hard. But going back to the analogy that I was giving, right, is with us knowing that the finish line is around the corner, you know, like the young sister having a dream of Apostle Tahar saying that this is the last video. And once again, like the brother said so beautifully, you know, this is not, hey, we taking our hand off the plow. We understand what time it is, right? The famine of the word. I'm going to get this scripture real quick. I know I'll talk long enough, but this is Isaiah 55 and verse 6, a classic scripture. Seek ye the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, and he will have mercy upon him. And to our power, he will abundantly pardon. Right? Now more so than ever, this is the time to seek the Lord. The prophecies is popping off, man. We're getting closer and closer to the end. All right? In this case, we're getting closer and closer to the finish line. We're seeing things pop off. So guess what? It's time to make your call and election sure. It's time to seek the Lord. If you ain't seeking the Lord, hey, you're done, man. You're done. Right? Put him in the coffin. All right. But yeah, going back to it, yeah, you can't be out here living it for the world. Living it for the world, and then you see the prophecies popping off, Jacob's trouble pop off. Oh, that's when you want to try to seek the Lord. No, it ain't gonna work like that. You know, as the scriptures give an example, as in the days of Noah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get there real quick. Instead of me just quoting it, let me get there real quick. Right. So let me get that. It's in the KJV, Matthew 24 and verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right. And as the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. Right. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in the marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? It's going to catch them unawares. Right? It's going to catch them off guard. Right? You're going to look up and boom, Jacob's trouble's right there. You know, don't be surprised if that happened. You know, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, as the brother said, you know, you got to treat this thing as if tomorrow is going to be the famine of the word or Jacob's trouble. The 2/3 ain't doing that. They living it up. They having a good time. They're in the house of feasting, as we just read, as in the days of Noah, where, hey, they was pretty much in the house of feasting. They were not in the house of mourning, right? And we know the elect wasn't destroyed in the flood. The 2/3 were, right? Let's get some more scriptures. Let's get this right here. I love this right here. Judges 10 and verse 9. Moreover, the children of Ammon passed over Jordan to fight against Judah, against Benjamin, against the house of Ephraim, so that Israel was sore distressed. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord Yahweh Shai, saying, we have sinned against thee, both because we have forsaken our power and also served Balaam. You see, these other gods of wind and stone. That's what Jake was doing, being wicked as hell. It's nothing new under the sun. They doing the same thing now. You know, you got these rappers, you know, just Jake in general. They serving these gods of wind and stone, or they doing something strange for a piece of change. You know, straight up wickedness. Right? And we're going to get that. Right? And the Lord Yahweh Shai said unto the children of Israel, did not I deliver you from the Egyptians, from the Ammonites, from the children of Ammon, from the Philistines, from the Zidonians, and the Amalekites, and the Mennonites, did oppress you, and ye cried to me, and I deliver you out of their hands? You see? Lord, it's like, man, didn't I do these great things for you, Jake? Didn't I do these things? Yet ye have forsaken me and have served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation. And we coming into the time where we going to be able to tell you Jakes, hey, let them gods deliver you, man. You know, that biggest I told you so moment is coming. And call Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men, that's going to be so cold. I told you so. You know? It reminds me of this Jake. What was it? Last year? It was either last year, 2 years ago, whenever. This Jake rolled by. Hey, he was in the passenger seat. He wasn't even driving. Nigga was in the passenger seat yelling, hey, don't nobody want to hear that shit. Hey, I pray to the Lord, man. We see that nigga's face and we have the biggest I told you so moment. You don't want to hear the Lord's words? The mouth, hey, we are the Lord's mouthpiece. You don't want to hear it? All right, cool. Let these other gods of wood and stone deliver you. See what's going to happen. You're going to be out here looking stupid, right? Slacky. I'm going to get these last scriptures. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Like I said, just a little quick hit. You know, the biggest I told you so moment is coming, man. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried from the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she uttered her words, saying, how long will you simple ones? Will you love? How long will you simple ones? Will you love simplicities? And scorners delight in their scorner? And fools hate knowledge. This is a classic scripture, but it hits hard, man. Right? Because Jake hates knowledge. He's a fool. They delight in their scorner. Right? They love scoffing. Right? They love simplicity. They don't want to get into the nooks and crannies of this truth, man. Right? They don't want to get the milk and then get the meat, you know. They want the wickedness of this world. As the scriptures say, men love darkness rather than light, right? Let's see, turn you at my reproof, and behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you, unto you, and I will make my words known unto you, because I have called, and ye have refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. Ye have said a naught of all my counsel, and none of my reproof. You wouldn't take no reproof, you wouldn't take no correction. You want to hear the word, right? I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. See, the Lord, the men of the Lord are going to be able, hey, we're going to be in a position to be laughing at you niggas, man. A lot of y'all going to be looking for the word in that day. A lot of y'all going to be looking for the prophets in that day. Y'all going to have to find out the hard way. Hey, you should have got this word while you could, man. Right? Should have got this word while you could. And see, they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they that hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. You see? As a Jake that drove by the camp, man. Don't nobody want to hear that shit? All right, cool. The Lord ain't going to be hearing you. They were none of my counsel. They despise all my reproof, you see? Therefore, they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. The scriptures speak of, feed me of food that's convenient for me, just roughly paraphrasing the scriptures. You know, at least I'll be full and forget the Lord. At least I'll be poor and take the name of the Lord in vain. You know, we've been that cool medium. But, you know, you see the prosperity. You know, you got a lot of Jakes on the high pedestal. They scoffers too. They don't want to serve the Lord. Hey, so you going to be destroyed. But whosoever hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. You see that? Because the men of the Lord going to have a different countenance upon them. Going to have a different swag upon us in the time of Jacob's trouble. Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men. The Lord going to take care of us, man. The Lord going to feed us. The Lord going to give us spiritual power. We're going to be out here rejecting people. And we're going to be out here healing too. It's nothing new on the sun. Going to be able to take care of our family. You know, Yahweh Ratazah, we of those men. But yeah, Jake's going to have to learn the hard way. Right? Keep on dealing. Dealing with the world, man. But yeah, just a little quick hit. Yahweh Ratazah is an edifying lesson. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashum, Yahushua, Ba'ashum, Ragah, Kodash, the monster apostles, the monster elders, the great millstone who rule well and taught us the truth, and the wild Abal Babals. Shalom.